Hello everyone. In this topic we will going to solve the pair of the equations which was given by Srinivasan Ramanujan. To solve these equations we will going to use the elimination method and the substitution method. We all know there are 6 most common methods of solving a linear equation. The first one is graphical, second one is elimination, third one is substitution, fourth one is cross multiplication, fifth one is matrix determinant, and the last and the sixth one is determinant method. Now to solve these equations, we will going to use the two methods, which is elimination method first, and the next we will going to use the substitution method. So let's start with the elimination method. So what are the equations given? The first equation is root over x plus y equals to 7. Let's give it a number, that is 1. Second equation is x plus root over y equals to 11. Now it is number 2. To eliminate it, we will going to use the subtraction. Now subtract it. What we will going to get? We will going to get root over x plus y minus of root over x plus root over y equals to 7 minus 11. Now we can rearrange it. Now we can write it as y minus x plus root over x minus root over y equals to minus 4. Now from the first factor, we can take the minus out of it. What we will going to get? We will going to get minus into x minus y within parenthesis plus of root over x minus root over y equals to minus 4. Now we can write x minus y as root over x whole square minus root over y whole square. How? There is a formula in the rule of indices which is a to the power m whole to the power n. That is the same formula I am applying over here, because root over x whole square we can write it as x to the power half whole square. Now what we will going to get? We will going to multiply the powers. That means half into 2. That means 2 and 2 will cancel out each other. Then x to the power 1, x to the power 1 means x. That means we can write x equals to root over x to whole square. Now we will going to write minus into root over x whole square minus root over y whole square, then close the bracket, plus of root over x minus root over y equals to minus 4. Now we can apply the formula of algebra. What is the algebraic formula? The formula is a square minus b square equals to a plus b into a minus b. Now we can write it as root over x plus root over y into root over x minus root over y plus root over x minus root over y equals to minus 4. Now we are seeing that we can factor out root over x minus root over y. Now factoring out root over x minus root over y. Now we can write the rest 1 minus root over x minus root over y equals to minus 4. Now we will going to multiply the both side with minus 1. What we will going to get? We will going to get root over x minus root over y, 1 minus root over x minus root over y into minus 1. Right hand side, on the right hand side, minus 4 into minus 1. So now we can rearrange it, root over x minus root over y. Now we will going to multiply minus 1 with this factor. Now what we will going to get? Root over x plus root over y minus 1. In the right hand side, minus and the minus 1 into minus 1 equals to plus 1. That is why minus 4 into minus 1 equals to plus 4. So root over x minus root over y into root over x plus y minus 1 equals to 4. Now what we are getting? We are getting that the root over x minus y into root over x plus y minus 1 equals to 4. Now we will going to factor the 4 out. What? How we will going to get? If we will going to divide the 4 with 2, then 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then what are the factors of 4? That is 2, 4 and 1. Now we can write root over x minus root over y equals to 2, 4, 1, and root over x plus root over y minus 1 equals to 2, 1, 4. Now we will going to use the elimination method again. Elimination method again. Now we will going to add this one. What we will going to get? Minus y and the plus y will cancel out each other. Then 2 root over x minus y on the left hand side, and the right hand side we will going to get 4, 5 and 5. Now we can write 2 root over x minus 1 equals to 4, 2 root over x minus 1 equals to 5. Now what we will going to get? 2 root over x equals to 4 plus 1, then root over x equals to 5 divided by 2. In this case, 2 root over x equals to 5 plus 1. Now 2 root over x equals to 6. Now root over x equals to 6 by 2, that means 3 after reduction, that is 3. Then root over x equals to 3. Now whole square both side, that means root over x whole square equals to 3 square, that means x equals to 9. What we are getting? X equals to 9. So what was the first equation? The first equation was root over x plus y equals to 7. Let's write it out. Root over x plus y equals to 7. Now we will going to replace root over x with 3. Now putting the value of 3 in the place of root over x plus y equals to 7. What we will going to get? Y equals to 7 minus 3. That means 4. What are the values we are getting? We are getting x equals to 9 and y equals to 4. So by using the elimination method, we are getting the values of x as 9, getting the value of y as 4. When we will going to use the second method, that is the substitution method, in that method whether we will going to get the x equals to 9 or y equals to 4, we will going to say it. Now we will going to use the substitution method to solve the same problem. So in the problem, the first equation is root over x plus y equals to 7, and the second equation is x plus root over y equals to 11. So to solve this equation, let's take x equals to u square and y equals to v square. Now we will going to replace x and the y in both of this equation with the help of x equals to u square and y equals to v square. Now for the first equation, in place of x, we will going to write u square root over plus v square equals to 7. Now root over u square is equals to u plus v square equals to 7. Now we can write u equals to 7 minus v square. Now take it as equation number 1. Now for the second equation, we can replace x with u square, and in place of y, we will going to put v square is root over v square is equals to 11. Now u square plus v equals to 11. Now take it as equation 2. Now we will going to substitute using 7 minus v square. What we will going to substitute? We will going to substitute the u in the second equation by using the u equals to 7 minus v square. Now write it down the second equation, which is equals to u square plus v equals to 11. Now in place of u, we will going to replace it 7 minus v square whole square plus v equals to 11. Now 7 minus v square whole square is analogous to the algebraic equation, which is equals to a minus b whole square, and a minus b whole square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now in this case, 7 square minus 2 into 7 v square plus v square whole square plus v equals to 11. Now 7 square is 49 minus 14 v square plus v to the power 4 plus v equals to 11. Now write this equation in the descending order. So v to the power 4 minus v 14 v square plus v plus 49 minus 11 equals to 0. Now refresh it. V to the power 4 minus 14 v square plus v plus 38 equals to 0. Now we will going to put our attention to the constant value of v square and the constant value of v. That means the variable v square we have 14. Now for the variable v we have 1. Now we can write 14 as 4 plus 10 and 1 as 20 minus 19. Now we will going to replace 14 with 4 plus 10 into v square and 1 with 20 minus 19 into v plus 38 equals to 0. Now we will going to write it as v to the power 4 minus 4v square minus 10v square plus 20v minus 19v plus 38 equals to 0. Now we will going to divide this function into the three section. From this three section we will going to factor out the common things. From the first section, v square, we can write it v square, then in the parenthesis v square minus 4. For the second function, 10v as a common, now v minus 2 in parenthesis. For the third one, minus 19 in the parenthesis v minus 2 equals to 0. Now in the place of v square minus 4, we can write it as v square minus 2 square. So v square minus 2 square is analogous to a square minus b square, which is equals to a plus b into a minus b. So in this case v plus 2 into v minus 2. So v square into v plus 2 v minus 2 minus 10v into v minus 2 minus 19 v minus 2 equals to 0. Now we can v minus 2 as a factor out of this function. The rest of the function will be v square into v plus 2 minus 10v minus 19 equals to 0. Now we can write it as v minus 2 v cube plus 2v square minus 10v minus 19 equals to 0. The first equation is linear equation. The second equation is cubic polynomial. So in this case v minus 2 equals to v minus 2 is equals to 0, and the cubic polynomial v cube plus 2v square minus 10v minus 19 is also equals to 0. In this case we will going to neglect it. Now what we are getting, v minus 2 equals to 0, v equals to 2. Now as we are getting the v equals to 2, now what will be the value of u? Because we know u equals to 7 minus v square. Now we will going to replace v with value 2. 7 minus 2 square means 7 minus 4, which is equals to 3. Now u equals to 3. Now what we are getting, u equals to 3 and v equals to 2. Now at the inception what we take x as u square and y as v square. As we are getting u as 3 and v as 2, now we will going to replace u with 3. Now 3 square, now x equal to 3 square means 9. Now in place of v we will going to put 2. Now y equals to 4. What is the last value of x? X is 9 and y equals to 4. I hope all of you will going to like this video. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.